Thank you. So, as the time is short, I will try to slightly. I'll go fast. So, I will not go in more mathematical calculations and all, but I will with some practical and our day-to-day example. I will try to give you some better concept about the fuzzy logic and artificial neural network. My screen is visible. Could you able to see my screen?
Yes, sir. It's visible, sir.
So first we'll start with fuzzy logic and in engineering where it can be used. So in introduction we can tell this fuzzy logic, it's a class of artificial intelligence. But based on Boolean concept or Boolean algebra, oftenly we may think that human thinking and decisions they are very crispy in nature. It will be yes or no reason. But it is obviously true that beyond that yes or no, beyond that crispiness of human thinking, there are a lot of factors are dependent. Like oftenly our decision, even though from grossly it can seems that it is either yes or no, but oftenly it may be vague, uncertain, rather than quantitative. It is more qualitative and imprecise. So from this concept, the terminology of fuzzy logic has been evolved. Let us take a real life example. So, because I am situated at Kalpakam, so in a holiday, we planned for a trip. So the statement is, if I don't actual, very crispy statement is, if I don't have headache and the outside temperature is less than 26 degree, then we can go to Karaikal for outing. It may be 210 kilometers from Kalpakam. Else, that will see I'm not my headache. I'm feeling some headache, or the temperature is high. Then we will go for Pondicherry, short trip. So the same thing. The first what I explained here, this is with a very this is very crispy statement, and it is more quantitative. So when this statement will be spelled in fuzzy logic, so it will be told as, if I am well and the outside temperature is mild, then we can go for a long travel. Otherwise, we will go for a short trip. So now you can understand from quantitative statement how the same is converted to fuzzy statement. We can take an engineering problem. If say a motor is running with a speed higher than 1500 and the winding temperature of the machine is more than 75 degree, definitely motor is getting overloaded or high current is drawn by the machine. So that time we have to restrict the current to prevent the damage of the machine. That means the stator current we should set less than 10 ampere. So this is in expert system. That means expert system is based on mainly based on the dynamics and the quantitative measures. But when this will convert to fuzzy system, fuzzy logic, So it's a simple language. It will be expressed in simple language that if the state is high and the winding temperature is mild, then reduce the stator current. So here no figures, no quantitative figures are there. So basically this is the very simple inference how the expert system can be described in a fuzzy system. Now we will learn about the fuzzy set. So in Boolean algebra or Boolean theory, the object of the or the variable is either a member of set, that means it is inside the set, which is called logic 1 or high or true, or it is out of the set, that means logic 0 or false. Okay. In fuzzy system, like Boolean logic, it will be represented by 1 and 0. When it is represent 1, that means the object is completely inside the set, and when it is 0, that means the object is completely outside of the set. But additional this, in addition to this 0 and 1, that variable has a degree of membership in between 0 and 1. Any value it can take. Okay, so we can tell the fuzzy logic is a multi-valued logic where the Boolean logic is a bivalued logic. Okay, so if compared to bivalued logic, if I am defining a system in between some more value, so definitely our response should be more precise. So that's why sometimes from the expert system, if we go for the fuzzy system, definitely our system response could be improved. So how to fuzzify a problem? Okay, so we should know the basic structure. Okay. So in a fuzzy problem, there will be an input space and there will be an output space, and there is a black box where I will defining where I will be defining all the rule bits. So all the in input space, all the input information are defined. Okay, and that will be processed through the black box where my rule base will be there, and finally the solution will be appeared at output stage. So this is the very simple structure of a fuzzy problem. Now we will learn what is membership function. I think already during yesterday seminar you have learned these things, but again I am just for my side, I will again telling that which will be required for basically I will be going to show you an real engineering problem, how the fuzzy logic or fuzzy system can improve the system response. So there all these things will be required, so that's why I am repeating it once again. Okay, so now you see here in the bottom figure there is a membership function. So as I told, a fuzzy variable is expressed in natural language, and these linguistic variables are defined as fuzzy set or subset. Okay, the qualitative variable, say the temperature of the stator winding of the motor, is rather than the actual quantitative value, I am representing it qualitatively, and I am defining the motor stator winding temperature, either cold, mild, or hot. Okay, so now you see in the figure this x-axis, that is the temperature, and y-axis this is the degree of the variable. Okay, so now you see that here three graphs. One is cold, that is starting from here to here, and one is hot, that is here to here, and one it is mild, that is here. So now you see, if the winding temperature is lesser than 40, I can tell this is completely cold, because below 40, the value of the temperature degree, the degree of the membership function is 1. Okay, but from 40 to 60, if I am, the temperature is increasing from 40 to 60, then the value of that membership function gradually start to decrease. Okay. Similarly, when it is 50 to 70, if it is going, then the temperature mildness, it is increasing, and at 60, it is exactly, I can tell the temperature is mild. Again, 60 to 70, this mildness will reduce, and the hot nature, it will come into picture. So let us, this concept we will discuss slightly elaborately. As I told, that membership function is a curve which defines how the value of the fuzzy variable are mapped in a certain region or to a membership value. That is called degree of membership. As I told, this axis, this is the degree of membership. Okay. So as earlier I told, rather than that Boolean system, this degree of membership can be taken any value between 0 to 1. Okay. So now I will explain it in a different, in a broader way. So this blue color card, this is the hot, and this red color card, this is mild, and this brown color, this is hot. So now I can take any temperature, say it is 55. So from there, if I draw a vertical line, so where it is getting cut? It is getting cut this two card. One is red color, another is blue color. The red color card, it is cutting here, and the blue color card is cutting here. So now I can tell if the temperature is 55 degree, then the cool nature is 25% because it is here, and the mild nature is nearly 51%. Similarly, if I take a point in between, say it is 65, now where it is cutting, one it is cutting, this is cutting here, and it is cutting here. Okay. So the hot nature of the winding is like this. So it is around 23%, and the mild nature will be around 45%. So here you see, for a certain quantitative value, I am getting two qualitative explanation. So it will naturally elaborate the behavior or the dynamics of the system in better way. Now, how the membership function can be represented? So it may be triangular. This is the shape. It may be trapezoidal. It may be Gaussian, or it may be two-sided Gaussian or single-sided Gaussian, whatever may be. Now we will learn very few operations on the fuzzy set. If say A is this triangle and B is this triangle, these are the two fuzzy set or the membership function. And if we do the union, you know, basically that is the summation. So which is giving the envelope of these two. So which is like this. Intersection, you know, that is the common point. So between these two, common point is this. Now negation, that means the inversion. So if this is the set, it will be just opposite. So opposite means it is the inverted mirror image. So mirror image along this axis. So this will be opposite. So you see, this is the negation. Similarly, the product and the power, all these things may be required based on your fuzzy rule, what you will be defining to solve a problem. Okay. Now we will come to a fuzzy system. Okay, as we already understand the basic structure or schematics of a fuzzy logic. So the first job is to be done that from the quantitative data we have to fuzzify the input variable, which is called fuzzification. Okay. After that, we have to define the rule. That means that in subsequent slide we will understand what is that rule. That means if this is there, if whatever the example already I have given during the beginning 2 slides, one is real life problem and another is some engineering problem. There if and else and then statements are there. So those are the called rule base of the fuzzy system. Then we have to aggregate the rule to get the final output. Then the output also it will come as a fuzzy nature, because everything is we are processing through a linguistic concept. So from that linguistic or the qualitative outcome, you have to convert it to again quantitative value. So there that process is called defuzzification. Now you can take one very simple problem. This I think somewhere one of my intern student, he implemented in I think some food stall. So from there just I am taking this example. This is same kind of one, but the rule base was different. So from the tip we have to predict the service and the food quality of the outlet. Okay. So here you try to just, I am going this part very slowly, 2-3 slides, you try to understand. So we will get the food quality. Okay, we will get the food quality and the service quality represented by some numerical value between 0 to 10. 0 is very poor, 10 is excellent. And the tip, whatever you are giving the waiter, that is 0 to 25%. So 0 means you are not at all satisfied, 25% of your bill value you are giving as tip. That means if your bill value is 100 rupees, you are giving tip to the waiter as 25 rupees. So if it is so, that means you are completely satisfied. So for that, I am making the rule. 3 rules I am making. If the service is poor or the food is not good, then the tip is cheap. Second rule, if the service is good, then I am not bothered about the food quality. The customer is not bothered about the food quality. He is giving a average tip. Now, if the service is excellent or the food is delicious, very good, then the customer is giving a very good tip. So this is this from the real life problem. I have fuzzified it using this rule base. So from there, we will try to estimate the quantitative parameters of this problem. Then how the defuzzification can be done. So basically, defuzzification can be done by the area, means after fuzzifying, after the rule base, whatever the figure it will come. From that figure, we have to find out the center of gravity of the figure. If you are able to find out that should be your final output, and it is same as defuzzification. Now you see here the point I have taken 0. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Now, what are the value? Here, this value, you see, this value is 1/3. So 1 into 1/3. So this is 2. In 2, its value is 2/3. So 2 into 2/3. 3. Again 3 into 2/3. 4. Again 4 into 2/3. 5 into 1/3. 6 into 1/3. 7 into 1/3 divided by all the weight. All the value, vertical line value. 1 by 3, 2 by 3. This is coming 3.7. So that means in this figure, 3.7 is where? 3.7 is somewhere. This is 5, 7, somewhere here. So here, this point, this is the output. Okay? So here somewhere, it will be your center of gravity. Now I am coming to that problem, that food problem. Okay? So this is the car. This is the car. So this, all the 3 cars, these 3 cars will be for service, and these 3 cars will be for food. Okay? And this will be the output card for it. So you see, in poor, this is like this, and in good, you see, this is the Gaussian. The nature is normally, it is normally distributed, and this for food it is trapezoidal, and this for teeth it is triangular. Okay. So now, if the service is 3, so this axis, as I told, all the x-axis will be 0 to 10. So where it is crossing? So here it is cutting. And 8, you see 8 here, this curve, nowhere it is getting intersect. So now if I draw a horizontal line, so finally you will get a thing like this. Now for the second rule, whatever rule I have defined. So first rule was what? Poor and bad. Then it is cheap. And if your service is good, it is independent of food quality. It should be average. So here the service point given by the customer is 3. So it is cutting here. Then you come and it is cutting here. So now the output will be like this. Now from the third case, if your, what was there, if your service is excellent and your food is delicious, then it will be very high. Your tip will be very high. So now here the service is 3. So it is nowhere crossing, cutting this curve, but food quality, it is cutting here. So if you draw a parallel line, so it is coming here and you will get this figure. Now if all these 3, if you do the union operation, what we learned already, you will get a figure like this. And from this figure, if you find the center of gravity, so it will be somewhere else, somewhere here. And now if you draw a vertical line, it is crossing here, and this distance, this value is this value is 16.7. मैं एक क्लास ले रहा हूँ हाँ, वो थोड़ा और आधा घंटे के बाद मैं कॉल कर रहा हूँ. ओके. Okay. So now I am asking all of you this problem. I hope you have understood, correct? So now I am going to actually my target is always I used to tell my student that whenever you are learning something, it should be implemented. So I'll be expecting after this, at least 1 or 2 people, you will try to implement it. I will help you how to write the code. That can be done in microcontrollers. That I will tell. So here I am taking one simple problem that we need to control the RPM of a motor by changing its input voltage without knowing the dynamics. Okay, so this expert system always will try to understand the dynamics and then try to give the excitation to the system. But in artificial intelligence like fuzzy logic or neural network, it will try to get trained rather than getting educated with the system behavior. It will try to get trained. Okay, if this is happening, I am trained on that, and I have to give this kind of response. So here we are taking one problem that if we need to control the RPM of a motor by changing its input voltage, there is a defined set point which is 50 RPM. So that is my desired RPM. I want 50 RPM always to maintain. But due to some transient, suppose motor run faster, the input voltage is to be reduced. Similarly, if the motor is running slower, the input voltage is to be increased. Suppose I want to maintain the RPM of the machine at 50 RPM. But due to some transient, means the load is getting varied. So that time, my RPM also will change. So it will go higher than 50 RPM or lower than 50 RPM. If my load is high, then my motor will run slower. And if it is my load is less, then motor will run faster. But I don't want that. I want to keep always maintain at 50 RPM. So that time, always my voltage is to be changed. Input voltage is to be changed. But I don't know now how I will change without knowing the behavior of the dynamics of the machine. That means the frequency domain. Without knowing the frequency domain transfer function, how I can do that? So that is the when we want to solve like this problem in control system, we need to have the transfer function. So that is the classical concept of control. Now when this fuzzy logic came, we can, by the application of fuzzy logic, we can implement it. And now we are going to learn it. So now I am going to first the fuzzification. So speed is very, very slow or too slow if the RPM is 0 to 40. And it is just right because I desired 50. So if it is 50, so how it will be? 0, 0, 50. That means 0, 0, 40. So this is your 50 and this is your 100. And here is some 40, some 40. So for low, membership function will be like this. For just right, so what I define 0, 50 and 100. So this is 0, this is 50 and this is 100. So it will be like this. And too fast, that means 50 to 100. So this is 50. So 50, 100, 100. So this is 40, 50. So it will be like this. 50, 100, 100. So it will be like this. Okay. So this will be my membership function. And similarly, for voltage also, I am defining 0 to 2. If I have to, if the voltage is between 0 to 2.5, I can tell it is my low voltage. And if the voltage is exactly 2.5, I will tell no change. And if the voltage is 2.5 to 5 volt, then I will tell it is higher voltage. Okay. So now I am defining my rule base for my fuzzy system. So if the motor is slow, if the motor is running slow, I need to increase the voltage naturally. If it is slow, I have to increase the voltage. And if the motor speed is about right, react to 50 RPM, that means if it is right, then no change voltage. Don't change the voltage. And if the motor speed is high, naturally I will reduce the voltage. Okay. Now with one simple schematics, I will go for the coding or the simulation part. So for conventional, that means the classical control, there will be a set point, and we are taking the output from the system, and both are getting compared, which is generating the error signal. This error signal basically going to a compensator. It may be PID, PI, P, or whatever may be, and this will say we consider the PI. PI means proportional integral. So if the error is E, so my excitation should be Kp into E plus Ki into integrate of ED. Okay, so this is basically the time domain dynamics of a PI regulator. Okay, so in fuzzy system, what we are doing, we are taking the error and taking the derivative of the error, and both the derivative of the error and the error, both we are feeding to the controller, fuzzy controller, and from that fuzzy controller you are getting the excitation to the system. So now we will try to infer how the fuzzy system is as good as a PI regulator with small difference. So here this Kp and Ki, those are the linear gain. But if the gain is nonlinear, then again the system is to be tuned. That is the limitation of the classical control. But in fuzzy system, it can take nonlinear gain factor. Okay. So as I told, this E is the error, and C is the derivative of the error, and this is the excitation. Okay, final excitation going to the system. So now if I integrate all the terms of right and left side, so what will happen? This du become u, and this k1 e dt, it is going inside the integral, and as it is the derivative, c basically that is d by dt. Okay, into dt. So dt cancel, de means e. So now you see the error into some constant and integral of the error into some constant. So it is same as PI regulator. But the thing is, this K1 and K2, it will be derived from your fuzzy rule based. It is not linear gain factor. Okay, so I can tell a fuzzy controller or a fuzzy system, it is analogous to a PI regulator with non-linear gain factor. It's a very important statement, and that's why instead of any classical control, when we will be using the fuzzy control, we are going to get a better response. So I will try to now show you one example. Whatever the two things we discussed so far, we will try to okay. So already I have, this is the MATLAB screen. Already I wrote the code. So first I am changing the folder option. Okay. So now to open the fuzzy dialog box, we just simply type fuzzy. Now, these things I wrote, whatever I told. So I'm going to import it from file. Okay. So now you see, as I told, the input is speed, and this is the black box where I have defined my. I have used. There are a lot of models are there. So I have used Namdani method. I think yesterday when the madam taught you, she taught you the different kind of the rule based. One person will be conceptually used based on their consideration. And here because we want to give the output, basically in my control, in my power circuit, that means in my chopper, DC to DC chopper, basically I want to give the PWM so that the voltage can be changed to maintain the RPM of the machine. So already this I have made, because to save the time. My system is very slow, sorry. You see, so this is my speed. What I told, if the speed is 0 to 50, so my speed is slow, which is red card. So what I have written in the parameter 0 0 50. This is 0 0 50. Okay. Now right speed. What was the right speed? 50 was the right speed. So you see 0, 50 and 100. So it is 0, 50, 100. What is the high speed? If it is 50 to 100. So you see it is 50, 100, 100. So this is the membership function. What I told already to you from the beginning during the beginning slides. So the input, the membership function for the input I have defined. Now coming to the voltage. So what I told, if it is 0 to 2.5, the voltage I can tell as low voltage. So if it is 2.5, it is the right voltage, and if it is more than 2.5, so it is high voltage. So that's why 2.5, 5, 5. Okay. So input and output membership function, it is shown. It is already implemented. Now this is the rule based. This is the rule based. So what I defined already the rule based. If the speed is slow, then increase the voltage. What is the second rule base? If the speed is right, then voltage also right, no change. If the speed is high, then the voltage is low. Okay, so I have implemented the rule base. So my fuzzy system is already implemented. Okay, now I'll open my actual model. It's a very simple model. Or 5-10 minutes I will conclude. 5 minutes. Maybe that neural network not possible, that I will see later. You see, This is my input voltage, and this is my that controller. So here what I did, you see this file name was this DC underscore motor underscore speed. So the same in the fuzzy logic controller. If I open it, you see the same file I have mentioned here. So automatically it will be taken as per that. So now if I run it, you see now this. So you see this bottom curve is RPM. So when the RPM is increasing, you see the fuzzy controller is instructing the chopper to reduce the voltage. And so once voltage is reduced and again the RPM is start to reduce, the fuzzy controller is instructing to the chopper to increase the voltage. Okay, so like that way it will maintain the RPM. Okay, so basically this is a very conceptual thing. So when you will be actually implementing it, then you can understand. So rather than going to the dynamics, the transfer function of the system, if we know the fuzzy logic, the concept of fuzzy logic, and if we are in qualitative method, if we can describe the system, then definitely we can get some better response. Now let us go for another example that is much more precise example compared to this. Okay, so here now we will try to see how the fuzzy controller is exhibiting some better response compared to classical control. So here what I did, here I have made one normal PID controller and one fuzzy controller. Okay, so we are from there we are comparing the transient behavior of the system. I was expecting that I will do everything one by one, but time was not, it needs more time, so that's why I have done and showing to you. So I am loading that thing. As if you remember, so for a fuzzy controller, what we need error as well as derivative of the error. So that's why I have defined two inputs. So let us see what is this error. So I have defined if the error is 0 to 0.08, it is low error. And if it is 0.06 to 0.14, it is medium error. And if it is 0.12 to 0.2, it is high error. Similarly, derivative of error I have defined, and the excitation, the output, also I have defined like this. What is low excitation and what is high excitation. Now if I go to the rule base, here you see I have defined my rule base. That is based on my concept and based on my experience. That means I am trained with that. So if the error is low and the derivative of error is low, then the excitation also low. If the error is low and the derivative error is medium, then the excitation is medium. Like that, I have inserted or I have included 9 rule bases. Okay. With that, I will try to simulate. I will try to differentiate the conventional controller, that means the classical PID controller response, and fuzzy controller response. Now you see, this is the PID. and this is the my system transfer function, and this is the feedback I am taking. This is the step response I am giving, and we will see what is the output. But here you see, nowhere I have depended about the Kp and that constant value. You see, in PID, for the tuning, the P value I am set this, integral value this, and the derivative value this. After that only I am getting a satisfactory response. But here I am not setting anywhere. And in this fuzzy, whatever the rule base I have defined, that I have included. And you know, as I told, there will be on error and derivative error. Both I am giving to fuzzy. And I am trying to compare the response. So let us see. See, the first graph is the output of a conventional means classical PID controller. So you see the transient behavior is not that much satisfactory. There is over and undershoot. But the bottom, the second figure, is the output of the fuzzy controller. Here you see, it is the transient behavior is very smoothly controlled. So from these things, you can understand how the fuzzy logic, or the, because I not able to cover today that neural network. This concept, why this today, these things are emerging due to this. We can improve the system response. So I think time also over. So I am concluding with this.